Welcome back. Well, today we are finishing the Bedford trip from last week, and let's see, mostly purely coincidental, what we have today is salt and pepper shakers. So, gives me an opportunity to sort of home in on that topic. All right, I'll see you in a minute. So the fact that most of what was left for today's video is salt and pepper shakers. In fact, I think there's only two things that are not salt and pepper shakers on this. We can take a minute and talk a little bit about why those are things I grab so frequently. Well, in part, I get salt and pepper shakers because they are inexpensive. A lot of people collect them, and it is a very good way to get interesting porcelain pieces on a whole variety of subjects, type styles. You can get just about everything from gilded, fancy, like super elegant, oh my, the queen is coming to tea, salt and pepper shakers, right down to, in fact, there's a pair I've got that's going up soon. They're little outhouses, so I just, from the queen to the potty. And people like them. They sell. They make good, interesting gifts, not just joke gifts, although I think those outhouses are probably going to be a joke gift. They were probably meant as a joke gift when they were first created. But not just as a joke gift, but people end up collecting little pigs, for example, and people do. Pigs are a thing for collectors. So you find little piglet salt and pepper shakers, and Aunt Mary's pig collection gets some additions. It seems to work out well for just about everybody. They are inexpensive, popular, tremendous variety. So let's get right into this, and just going to start showing the films. Here we go. So we are back in one of my favorite little salt and pepper shaker places, and we have for $6 a set of watering can salt and pepper shakers marked Japan. And over here, again marked Japan, two little daisy creatures. This one's going to need some cleaning, but as you know, I know how to clean porcelain. These are $4 a piece, and this set is also $4. However, this set is occupied Japan. So that's the bargain in this lot. I'm going to continue to look because they have a few more things that caught my eye. Now, interestingly enough, the valuable pieces in this set were not the most expensive. Let's see, the watering cans are going to sell quickly and easily because gardeners are out there and they do love this sort of thing. I might not even sell them as watering cans. I might set them aside and save them for Tidbit tray toppers. And by the way, I do that with a lot of salt and pepper shakers. If I find something really interesting, it goes into the Tidbit tray box instead because they make great Tidbit tray toppers. Again, such really interesting items. You know, you could put a kitty on top of your Tidbit tray just by getting kitty salt and pepper shakers. How easy is that? And they've already got that little hole cut out in the bottom. Yes, very often I have to go in and resculpt that hole, but still makes my job easy. But anyway, the most expensive set in that particular video was the watering cans. And no problem with that at all. I like to keep my salt and pepper shakers under $5. Oh, do I have any problem going 6 for that? Absolutely not. As I say, they can be sold as is, or they can be converted as Tidbit tray toppers, and nothing but good there. The interesting thing is the occupied Japan pieces. Those were the fruit pieces, and those were $4 less expensive. Those are the more valuable because occupied Japan is collectible, in part because it has a very narrow date. It's a 7-year period. Occupied Japan fixes it, just stamps that in time. You know, within 7 years exactly when that piece came from, so you can date it very precisely. And it has its own collector's market. All things being equal, getting a piece that's made in Japan in, say, 1952, for example, at the end of the occupied Japan period, or getting something a year earlier in the occupied Japan period, I'd go for occupied Japan any day because it has its own collector market. Next up, I believe it's 3 more, yes, 3 more shakers, and they were from the same booth. So let's take a look at those. Well, looks like there are a few more sets. We have a little Dutch boy and girl, Japan, $5. A candlestick, we've got a set of these, $5. I don't know what these are. I want to say they're sea cucumbers, but I don't know for sure. $5. And these pieces, occupied Japan, $5. Oh yeah. Well, that set was all really easy. Each one was $5. Again, there was a set of occupied Japan in there, which I found interesting. It was the little Mexican fellow and whatever it was he had with him. I don't remember what it was he had with him. And that was occupied Japan. The interesting thing is, I would have given that a later date if I just had to guess when that was made. I would not have said that. I would have said maybe 15 years later, mid-60s. So, gee, am I glad that was so precisely dated, because I would have gotten it wrong if I just had to guess. Mexican images and Mexican collectibles in general became rather popular in the late 50s going through to the 60s. And that's why I would have assigned a later date than just immediately post-war Japan. All kinds of things came through in that period. A lot of them were very, very affordable, which is why they hit the market and sort of made such an impact. They were competing with the Japanese goods, and ultimately the Japanese goods sort of won the war for the American dollars. They ended up getting the lion's share of that little kitsch market. Nevertheless, the Mexican items were coming in. They were popular. as I say, Japan won out. China was another competitor at this time, goods coming in from China. But as we see subsequently, Japan eventually really went to town. The the inexpensive exports they were making eventually gave way to top-notch cars, electronic equipment, televisions. Made in Japan was sort of, you know, an insult, frankly, in the 50s and 60s because we were flooded with cheap Japanese imports. And 30 years later, made in Japan was the mark of quality. So, just goes to show you. Let's take a look at what is next here. Well, this is a booth that I have gone to before and gotten lucky with salt and pepper shakers. So, these Japan pieces, $5, yes. Also this, which is a little Japan creamer. Again, $5, so again, yes. I grabbed those little floral salt and pepper shakers simply because at the $5 price, I can blow them out fairly inexpensively. And maybe we should stop and talk about that for a minute. But the creamer, I have had other creamers like that. They are popular. Again, low price, so we can move out. If you're thinking about selling salt and pepper shakers, here are some things you need to consider. They're going to have to be boxed, all right? So you need to get a box. Box is usually about $1. If you do free shipping, the lowest price you can look at, so for me that would be like a 4-ounce package going to Maryland or Ohio or within Pennsylvania, you're looking at about $3 in postage. So you start to look at that. That's postage is going to go anywhere from $4 up to perhaps as much as $6 if the item is a little heavier, it's going to the other side of the country. So that's what you need to allow for. Your shipping costs $4 to $6. I usually just sort of split the difference and estimate it at $5. So you pay $5 for your salt and pepper shakers. You have $5 tied up in the shipping. It's going to go out. And then probably somewhere in the range of $1 or $2. Now, this depends on the price you ask. So your costs on your salt and pepper shaker is going to be about $12, which means you're not going to make any money if you blow your salt and pepper shakers out at $12. But you put $2, $3 on it, and as you can see, you can blow it out for maybe $15. You can still keep it under $20 and put $5 or $6 as your profit on it. That should be what you are aiming for, at least doubling your investment. And when I say your investment, I'm talking about what you paid for the piece. The rest, things like shipping fees, that's part of your overhead. You still have to pay it, but that comes later. Now, when you look at this, if you can do this, shoot it out under $20, you have an item that will find a buyer, because under 20 is a good selling price, and you can still make a profit. Now, it's going to be a small amount of profit. Let's face it, eBay, Etsy sales, reselling is This is not hitting the jackpot. It's selling consistently at small amounts of profit. It's little bits coming in all the time. It's not, you know, the old joke, the $10,000 pencil. That's not what it is. It's small, consistent sales. So this is something that you should take a look at. Just keep in mind, that's one of the reasons I'm reluctant to go much over $5. There are times when I will, but it has to be a special piece that I'm going to be able to sell at a price over $20, because, as I say, if I just mark it at, say, $19, I've got 12 in it, I've made 7. So, and you have to keep that in mind too. All right, so back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's take a look at the next piece. This is something that, although it's only $4, it's going to do well in my shop here. Well, second floor, and we've got a pair of super cute cat salt shakers, unmarked, but based on the faces, I would guess Japanese. They're going to need corks, but hey, I got a box full of corks, not a problem. See, now something like that, those little caps, that's something I would have been willing to pay more for, because customers will pay more for it. It can go up a little. A piece like that can it can be sold at a higher price, or in my case, what I'm going to do with it is use that to attract buyers. Like, look, I have the kitty shakers, and then they'll come in and they'll look around and maybe they'll see something else, So those, yeah, I will buy kitty salt and pepper shakers all day long. Next one, same thing. So let's look at this one. All right, these little guys are coming home with me. They are magnetic. I have no idea what they're supposed to stick to, or how, or why. But what I do like is they've got little googly eyes, and they are allegedly owls. $6 from Japan. I recognize the company name. They are coming. Also, this set of strawberries at $3, good large size. Old stoppers. Now they're going to have to be replaced, because these are, well, they crumble as badly as the corks, let me put it that way. So, we've got 2 more sets coming home. Now, those owls were great. Little wooden owls with little googly eyes. Whoa. Owls are interesting. People like owls. Salt and pepper shakers made of wood generally do not sell for much. They are among the lowest selling salt and pepper shakers. So when I handle them, I have to keep the prices down, because people just don't want to pay more money than that for them. But these pieces, I've got to figure out what that whole magnetic thing is. I haven't unpacked them yet. I'm going to have to unpack them and see what it is they stick to and try to figure out why. This is like a whole new thing for me. Magnetic salt and pepper shakers. Never heard of that before. No understanding. I mean, what, do you balance it on your fork? I mean, given the fact that most people's kitchen tables are not made of metal, and most people's plates are not made of metal, I'm trying to figure out what they want to stick it to? And like I say, why? Why? What is the value of salt and pepper shakers that stick to a metal surface? The only thing I can think of, and it's super specialized, is on boats. Um, I remember that from, well, growing up in Rhode Island, New England. Hey, yeah, boats were everywhere. And sticking the salt and pepper shakers, having them not fall off, would have been a big thing on a boat. Maybe it's a big thing in RVs too, but it seems to me that is a remarkably limited market. So if you have any idea what the value of magnetic salt and pepper shakers are, please let me know, because that's a stumper for me. All right, let me just quickly show you the last piece. Take a look at this. So here we have a Chinese platter, reticulated, classic Chinese design, blue and white, vintage, not antique. This is from Paul, and it's $14. Despite the fact that that is really heavy, and it's pretty big too, I would estimate it at over 14 inches long, so it's not going to be an easy ship piece. At $14, I can sell this at a reasonable price, and pieces like this do not fetch reasonable prices ordinarily. They tend to go sky high. So it's Christmas, and I think I'm going to consider this part of the Christmas inventory for my shop. Okay, not a salt and pepper shaker, but that is a really, really nice platter. Vintage, not antique, so relatively new. I'm going to say somewhere post-1970. Classic Chinese pattern, reticulated, really sweet piece. Yeah, it's a large, heavy piece. It's going to be quite the adventure packing that up for shipping, but someone is going to want that. And as I said, the holidays are coming up. It's very likely that that'll be picked up as a Christmas present for someone. If not, it's a nice piece. It'll find a home in time. All right, let me just quickly throw this back out again. C. White, Wanda Bassett, Terry Cover. Get in touch, because I need to get your mailing addresses, because you were winners in our repurposed jewelry giveaways. All right, so I definitely want to hear from you. And as for the rest of you, we're still doing this. This jewelry giveaway is going to run until all of the jewelry has new homes. So still, go right back to that. That was called Holiday Giveaway, that video. Go back to that video and be sure to just wish Karen a happy holiday. That's all you have to do to enter. All right. Have a terrific day, everyone. I will not be with you tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off, but we will pick right back up Wednesday with Wordy Wednesday. Thursday evening is book club, and then we're right back to thrifting on Fridays. All right, see you then.